We live? Let's see. Okay, and we're live. It is Friday, January 24th at 2025 at 5:12 p.m. Sorry, I'm a little late here. I was working out, took the dog for a walk, and as I was about halfway out there, I realized, oh, I've got a stream here in about 15 minutes. So we're back doing that now. So if you didn't see it, the Fallout 3 Metro map video is now out, and it really just is a quick guide and just a detailing of my process of making the map of the Metro. The actual link to the map, which is stored on a Google Drive, is actually in the description of that video if you're interested. It's a large file, 20,000 by 23,000 pixels, like 28.5 megabytes, I think. So it is something you do have to download. But anyway, it should hopefully help you if you're looking to navigate the Metro. But now we're working on the video. Originally, I was going to have it be on Paradise Falls, but I've decided to change it to be on all the slavers in the Capital Wasteland. And when I say all, I mean everything that was here with Vanilla. This guy looks like he's coming out to meet me. Which is the folks here at the Lincoln Memorial and up here at Paradise Falls. This is a brand new character I made in order to do the filming for this information. And you can see here that I've named my guy Evil Guy, and he's level 3, and I have definitely cheated to get here to the Metro because I have 2 bullets left in my 10 millimeter. So I was not going to make it otherwise.
That's close enough. What the hell are you doing wandering around here?
God, the human models were so strange back in Fallout 3 and Oblivion and all that kind of stuff. Let's see here. Easy now, I'm just curious about this place. I'm not looking for trouble.
Curiosity can get a Wastelander killed. I'm going to let you through, but you'll have to talk to Mr. Walker first. Follow me. Oh, and stay off the memorial steps. They have orders to shoot anyone that gets too close. The dirt path is safe.
If you don't remember last time we were here, I ended up getting shot because I'd already killed all the slavers at Paradise Falls before this guy talked to me. And so that was lost to me. And I'm not really going to do all this content here right now. I'm just following this guy for the moment. I've never actually done this before, so this will be interesting to see. I have avoided all of the slaver content in the past. I was thinking about it, and so there's obviously slavery in Fallout 3. In terms of, again, Paradise Falls here and the pit. There's slavery in Fallout New Vegas, entirely within the Legion. But Fallout 4 really doesn't have slavery unless you count the synths to be human.
Keep moving. Mr. Walker is waiting.
Well,
He's right
what
here.
do we have here? I'm Leroy Walker, and you're probably wondering about what we're doing here.
Looks like you're getting ready for war. What are you really doing here?
You're a sharp one. We're from Paradise Falls. We're hunting runaway slaves. Have you seen any?
Maybe. How much is it worth to find these slaves for you?
You've got to be kidding.
I haven't seen any slaves recently.
That's too bad. You know, you seem like the type of wastelander that might be for hire. I need someone to get some loot out of the nearby ruin. Are you interested?
Okay, where's this ruin?
It's a museum, just past the Washington Monument. I'm only interested in stuff related to Abraham Lincoln. Bring me back whatever you find. Oh, and don't try to go into the memorial. The guards have orders to shoot on sight.
Why are you so interested in Lincoln artifacts?
Don't want slaves using them to start a revolt or anything, so we burn them.
Okay, I'd better get going.
Good luck in the museum. Bring me back something, and I'll let you get a closer look at the memorial.
So I looked a little bit into the history of Washington, D.C. and slavery. And slavery was legal in Washington, D.C. up until April 16th, 1862, when it was banned by a law enacted by Congress and signed by President Lincoln. I can't remember. It's the District of Columbia Compensated Emancipation Act, something like that. I can't remember if that's the exact terminology for it. But yeah, and so there you got the headless statue of Lincoln up there, and he just told us to go get Lincoln artifacts from the Museum of History. Now, the opposite side of that is obviously you can work for Hannibal Hamlin, I believe is the character's name. I've not actually encountered him in a little while. I think he's at the Temple of Freedom, which is somewhere up in here. I'm definitely going to have to cover that as well, just as they are the opposite of the slavers. I at least need to know, like, because again, it's been years since I've interacted with the people of the Temple of Freedom, so I've got to make sure I go back and review that content for the purposes of the video, just so I know about the enemies of Leroy Walker here, and of course Eulogy Jones. But like I was saying, it's kind of interesting that in Fallout 4 they really didn't have any slavery, while they did have it in 3 and New Vegas. And again, unless you count the synths to be humans, which it's an entirely different sort of situation there, because they're literally creating them. They're not going out and hunting them down and forcing them into bondage. Again, if you do consider them to be humans, then it is horrific, because it's almost like breeding slaves in order to create more slave stock. But anyway, so the interesting thing is, obviously I have not interacted with the slavers here or at Paradise Falls just yet. I've interacted with the ones at Paradise Falls a little bit more in the past than I have the folks here. And it's going to be unfortunate. When I made my video on Greyditch, I specifically avoided the part of the content where you can sell Brian Wilkes into slavery with Eulogy Jones, just because it's honestly so horrible. Like, his entire family's dead, and you have two options. Well, entire immediate family is dead. You can either bring him to his aunt, who lives down here in Rivet City. You can bring him to Little Lamplight, which is somewhere up in here. Or you can bring him to Paradise Falls and literally sell him as a slave. It's just, it's one of those things. It kind of feels like Fallout has at least in Fallout 4, I feel like the options to be evil were definitely kind of limited. I think that they added some back in with things like Nuka World, where you could legitimately work for the Raiders, but it's definitely at a different level in Fallout 3 by comparison. But yeah, the other things that I've ended up investigating is, well, like, one of the only ways to get in with the slavers really is to actually, like, become evil. And so one of the things I did was blow up Megaton, which of course leads you to Tenpenny Tower. And some of the most important information on Paradise Falls,
second. Keep your panties on,
is actually brought to you by Herbert Daring Dashwood, who lives here at Tenpenny Tower. So I've talked to him and talked about Rockopolis and the fact that
hello.
Rockopolis ended up being enslaved. But I have not found his apartment yet. I know, though, that his terminal has useful information on it. So why don't we go ahead and see if we can't find that. Hope y'all are having a good week. Hope that the map I produced is helpful to you all if you're looking to explore the metro system. And, like, it's one of those things where, I don't know if anybody watched the Xbox Developer Direct this week. It's one of those things where I was expecting some information on the supposed remake of Oblivion that they're planning on doing. So it's kind of like I sat down waiting for a steak, and then they went through everything, and at the end of it, it's like sitting down for a steak meal, and then it's like everything is a course of vegetables, where it's like I might even like a vegetable I really like, but if I'm expecting a steak and I don't get it, then I'm going to be a little bit annoyed by it. And so, like, while everybody was having a great time with it, and I did appreciate the video games they were showing, the one that I was really looking for didn't show up in the end, and so I was honestly kind of disappointed right then. But I reevaluated, and I'm like, it was never a part of the offering there. And I will definitely say that Doom: The Dark Age, I think that's what the title of it is, Dark Ages, Doom Dark. Anyway, definitely looked interesting. I really appreciated the part where they got into the mech and started rampaging. And just the whole multi-worlds thing, all that kind of stuff, was really interesting. Looking for Herbert Dashwood's suite. Because I know he has a terminal, but I just legitimately don't remember where he lives in here.
Hey there.
But what I was meaning to say is, like, how great would it be if when they end up finally announcing, I've already seen all these, right? Yeah. When they end up finally announcing the Oblivion remake, if they're also like, and Fallout 3, because they're made with basically the same engine.
Hey,
Let's see if maybe he lives on the penthouse level. I have not opened that yet. I have blown up Megaton, so... Wow. I had forgotten. God. This is so much nicer than the Megaton house. The Megaton house is literally just a scrap shack. Oh, we got... Oh, I think he's just having fun, because I don't think there's anything he can actually see from up here. Alistair Tinpenny there. But... My god, seriously though, this is so much nicer. Obviously it comes with doing a lot of evil to get something nice like that, but... Let's see. Is this it? Cheng's personal computer. That's Irving Cheng, who believes he's a direct descendant from Chairman Cheng. Let's see.
Thanks again for your part in paving the way towards
I
progress.
think this is definitely not it, because I'm pretty sure this is Tenpenny's, or... What's his name? What is that over there? Okay, yeah, long congressional style. Oh, and that is nice. Can't pick it up. A nice model car there. Let's see. There he
it
is,
was a
Mr.
wonderful
Burke.
thing you did.
It
Inspiration.
was a wonderful thing you did, yeah. This is Cheng's, right? I already checked this? Yeah. Where is Dashwood's? I feel like I remember it being on the first floor, but when I walked around down there, I didn't seem to find it. Anyway, though, yeah, I mean, how great would that be if they did announce a Fallout 3 remake, and then my map actually made... like, it was actually more helpful, even? Federalist Lounge.
Hi.
Don't even think of breaking into that.
Anyway, though, I don't know where it is. I'll have to find it. But at the end of the day, Dashwood's computer has information on earlier days of Paradise Falls. We don't know exactly when Paradise Falls became the slave place that it is now.
I'm starving.
Slave camp, I don't know. Slave market. I don't know what the slaver outpost. That's probably the best term for it. Before the war, it was obviously a...
Hello.
Maybe in here? No. Anyway, let's just ignore that. It was originally a shopping center. In fact, why don't we just go ahead and we can walk over there. I'll obviously turn on God mode again. Okay, can't fast travel from here. That's right. That is definitely one of the advantages of Fallout 3, is that they removed the inability to fast travel from interiors. Because, and I think there are, like, exceptions to that. There we go. But at the end of the day, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's like technically it's probably smarter if you make it so you have to travel fast travel from outside, but at the end it's a very minor impediment to you just continuing to enjoy the game, so why not just let you do it from inside? But yeah, so again, I'm going to be doing this video on the slavers of the Capital Wasteland. I will mention the slavers of the pit only in that they are the primary market for slaves sold from the Capital Wasteland. At least that seems to be the case. Wow. My aim. Anyway, they seem to be the primary... Because originally I was thinking to myself, like, okay, so these people capture slaves and sell them, but to who? And through multiple entries and conversations and things like that, it's obvious that it's the pit. And the pit obviously uses those slaves to work in their mills in order to make steel from steel scrap to make weapons. So yeah. And I will eventually cover the pit, but not at the moment. Let's just go ahead and mark this. There we go. Big town here, where all the little kids from Little Lamplight go live as adults. So once I finish the Fallout 3 Slavers of the Capital Wasteland lore video, I'll move on to covering a couple of topics in Fallout New Vegas next month. I'll put a, see, this is where I would be killed if I didn't have God mode turned off. If that bloatfly didn't kill me at level 3, with my 2 bullets left in my gun, this gentleman certainly would have. Let's go ahead and take those. Oh! There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. Alright. So yeah, Fallout New Vegas, I will put a poll up on the Discord once I finish this as to what 2 topics should be covered. And the way I do it is I put up 4 topics, and the 2 most voted ones are the ones that end up getting made. So if you're interested in guiding which direction things go, then go ahead and go to the Discord and vote in the next lore video poll. There's a Mirelurk? Yeah. Jeez Louise. Probably, so let's think. What should the 4 topics be in Fallout New Vegas? Boulder City should definitely be one of them. Helios 1 should probably be one of them. All in the same sort of area there. Nelson isn't far off, but Nelson is also significantly later in the storyline. Because basically it's part of the whole war effort in between... I am going in definitely not the right direction. It's part of the war effort in between the Legion and the NCR. I've talked a little bit about Nelson in the past, mostly with regards to how close it is to Searchlight. Not Searchlight, Novac. And how it's recently been taken over by the Legion. And of course, you can take it back with the NCR. Have to go in there, kill the Deccan's Dead Sea. And then it ends up being repopulated by NCR troops. So maybe Nelson, but there's really not that much to tell about that. I mean, I could basically recount the effects of working either for the Legion or working for the NCR in regards to Nelson, but again, there's not really too much story to tell there aside from what I've already told. What else, though? Because, I mean, that area, I've already covered Repcon, I've covered Novac. Oh, yeah, the little junction there. Oh, it's a dog. Yeah, I did not have God mode turned on yesterday when I first started playing this in order to go collect some content. Well, specifically trying to get the karma low enough to where I could talk to slavers. And I got attacked by like 8 feral dogs at once. And with my 25 10mm bullets, it was just not enough. Nearly died right then and there. Alright. Is it grouse that's at the front gate here?
Hold it right there.
Yes.
Nobody's allowed into Paradise Falls except on slaver business. And I get to decide what qualifies as slaver business.
So, can I head up?
Well, no. I don't think so.
Do you know who you're dealing with? Let me in now.
There's no need to flex. I was just playing with you. We know who you are. You can come in. Friendly warning. Don't act like a jackass. You won't get a second chance. Oh, and if you want, I have a mutually beneficial offer for you to think about.
So I do know a little bit about this content here, specifically from when I was covering Hallucinogen Inc. in Fallout 4, because I think they bought up the company that produces the Mesmetron, or maybe I think they bought it, or no, it was one of their competitors, I think. So, hey, Captain Sugar Free. Yeah, no, it's been a crazy week with this. I was snowed in on Tuesday. By snowed in, I mean there's like an inch of snow. I live in Central Texas, so that's enough to shut things down. So this week has been weird. What's this mutually beneficial offer you mentioned?
I got this mesmetron thing. It's some kind of stun gun. I'd like you to test it out for me. Should make getting slaves easier. You take this measure, shoot it at some poor schmuck. While he's in La La Land, you slip one of these collars over his head. Be careful with that collar. It'll explode if you tinker with it. Tell the slave to boot it over here pronto or his head'll pop. Here's a list of special targets Eulogy wants enslaved. But feel free to put a collar on anyone you can. I'll pay you for each slave that arrives.
Tell me more about this mesmetron.
Great. I'd love to talk to you some more. What the hell do you want to know now?
-10. Oh, Lord. I think the closest it got here was like 22 or something like that. That's nuts. Hope you've had a good week other than that kind of weather. How's the mesmetron work?
How the hell should I know? I found it in some old military base. It's a gun, ain't it? Point it at someone and pull the trigger. Did you even look at the manual? You like wasting my time, don't you?
Where did you find it?
Found it in a box locked up in some old military base. I've been meaning to test it out, but Eulogy keeps me so busy, I don't got time. Besides, glancing at that manual, looks like it's a bit unstable. Thanks for testing it out for me.
Yeah, if you, we'll take a look at the,
Great. I was wondering when you'd finally
we'll
shut
take a look at
up.
the manual. Because it's a pretty nasty piece of work. Mesmetron manual summary page. Let's see if I can find... Where is it? Occasional anomalous effects. Dang it. Can I grab that? Yes, okay, good. 1. Increased aggression. 2. The extremely rare resonant brainwave feedback loop, which is usually accompanied by explosive cranial deformation. Hey, Aroused. Good to see you. I'm glad your week was good other than the extremely cold temperatures. Man, that's seriously -10. Sounds awful. I saw this little video about Yakutsk, I think, in Russia, where it's like the average winter temperature is -40 or something like that. And it's like you freeze, you get frostbite in 10 minutes going outside. They leave their cars running constantly because they can't get them started again if they stop. Let's see. I think these, let's see. Okay, so the slave collars are from old internment camps and prisons. Specifically, we got introduced to one of the sources of them in Fallout 76 when they had their automated prison, Eastern Regional Penitentiary. So, list of recruits. Red, the dock at Big Town. Flack, making a new life in Rivet City. Susan Lancaster, the whore of Tenpenny Tower, and Arkansas holed up in Minefield. That's why you're proud to be an American. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. I'm glad that the map's helpful. Yeah, it is a bit large for phones. It's funny, like, even now, where we're working with, like, 5G signals, like 25 megabytes, and it's like, nope. Plus, it's a large file to view on a small screen. I'll definitely say that. Okay. So, let's see. So, again, February we'll be covering Fallout New Vegas. Let's go to daytime so things are a little bit brighter around here. But I'm also going to do a channel update in February because I realized it's been over a year now since I did my last channel update. And I think I'll be around 13,000 subs at that point, so that's what I will also be basing it on. Yep, there goes Slave Collar. And we got Sammy. And who's this here? 40, yeah. Definitely looking forward to producing more lore videos, just because, like, seriously, that map took so much of my time over the past month that I probably could have gotten at least 2 lore videos in that time. But anyway, again, I'm looking forward just to getting to where I can do like one topic at a time, get it out in a couple weeks. Let's see here. And this one I definitely should be able to get out by next Friday, which is the current goal. I think next Friday is the end of the month. That's right. Yes. We are 1 week away from January 31st. That is crazy. Yeah, I love the lore of the Fallout universe as well. Okay, so one of the things I noticed last time I was here, which was it yesterday? No, day before yesterday, is this, which I'd never seen this before now. Toggling free cam, and right there. This was once a Freddy Fear's House of Scares, which, if you're unaware, is a place that sells Halloween costumes. But really, like, the first place so I remember the posters from Fallout 3 because they've been in the game since Fallout 3. They were also in Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4. But Fallout 76 is where you also get to go to another location that is Freddy Fear's House of Scares, and that one's significantly more intact. It's at the north end of the mire near the border of the Savage Divide. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I really do like making these videos. And again, I love drawing maps, but that one was so freaking complex. Like, I was going over the other maps that I've drawn, and they're entirely for the pit in Fallout 76. And the difficulty there was, like, actually getting, like, a source material that I could use as, like, a frame to base the map on. But the maps are nowhere near as large as what I made for Fallout 3. Yeah, Freddy Fear's. I don't know. I don't know if you could say it's Spirit Halloween, because isn't Spirit Halloween like a pop-up store sort of a situation? It feels more like a Party City sort of a thing, but like with it being specifically Halloween themed. Which my understanding is they do have Party Cities that are like that. Although I don't think for much longer. I think those are going away, unfortunately. It's one of those things where it's like everyone loves the convenience of getting things online, but at the end of the day, it does really kill a lot of brick-and-mortar businesses. Which, it's a positive and a negative thing. It's like, you're killing jobs, it's making things less convenient if you just want to run out and pick something up. And at the same time, it's also like, I don't love the conditions that Amazon drivers have to deal with, you know? The whole thing of having to pee in bottles on the truck and stuff like that. But yeah, so again, we're going to be covering the slavers here, the slavers at the Lincoln Memorial, who are also slavers from Paradise Falls. And again, I will also do a little bit of coverage on the Temple of Freedom. I think that's what it's called. Let's go find it real quick, because again, it's been a while. I can't... Jeez Louise. This is technically a separate cell, which means it's an interior that just simply has a skybox in it. Where are we going? Alright, Farragut West, and we'll go north and east from there. And, you know, the funny thing is, having just made that map, yesterday when I was needing to get to the mall, so I could get to the Lincoln Memorial, so I could talk to the slavers, I was like, alright, how do I get there? And I was like, alright, Tepid Sewer, we're going to follow that to Georgetown. From Georgetown, we'll take the Georgetown Mall Metro, and that'll get us exactly where we need to go. I've always loved the firefighter hat with hood. Oh, it's missing now. The Blastmaster helmet. I've always loved that one. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. I don't know how many of y'all have experienced that before, but the glitch where it just keeps making machine gun noises from firing the minigun. In this case, luckily, I was able to disable it simply by firing a little bit. So again, Fallout New Vegas next month, and then in March, I'll be covering Fallout 4. I don't know exactly what topics to put in that one just yet. I think I will definitely be covering the Gunners, or maybe do one last... Okay, it might be that March is Gunners month, which will be specifically starting with the Gunners Outpost in Nuka World, then covering the Gunners as an organization. And at that point, I will be done with the Gunners after having covered every location that they occupy prior to that, which has been lore in Fallout 4. Fallout 4 actually has fairly good maps. I've never really investigated the metro system in Fallout 4. I don't think that it's anywhere near as connected as the one is in Fallout 3, which the one is connected in Fallout 3 for a reason. And that's because, like, you cannot get to the parts of downtown DC without the metro. Whereas in Fallout 4, the tech had advanced enough to where they could put skyscrapers up and let you walk through them. I'm near Minefield, aren't I? No, it just kind of looks like it a little bit. This reminds me a little bit of Minefield, which actually is a target for that quest to go find slaves, because Arkansas is the sniper in Minefield. But yeah, covering so far in terms of the gunners, I've covered, I think it's Vault 75, if that's the one in Medford and Malden. And then along with that, I've covered Vault, what's that? Is it 90 something? Let me take a look real quick. And yes, I know I got a mole rat chewing on me. Let's see. Luckily, I put these things into playlists. There we go, vaults. I've done 9 vault videos so far, it looks like. Vault 75, and what's the other one? Oh. 95, is it? I think it's 95, yeah. 75 and 95, the 2 gunner vaults. Specifically, like 95 is the one that was previously full of drug addicts that were made clean by the fact that they were like no longer exposed to drugs, and then suddenly, I think it's like a year in or something like that, a giant stash of drugs opens up, and they're like, oh, what's gonna happen? And then 75 was the one where they killed all the parents, and it was beneath a school. They killed all the parents that showed up, and all the kids got basically thrown into like a eugenics program. But along with that, I've also covered Quincy. Howdy, Gary Watkins. Good to see you. Hope you and your mother are doing well. Have you done 75 course? I'm not sure what you mean there. What are we doing here? And this thing's inaccurate. But yeah, Quincy. And I feel like there were a couple other locations. Oh, Hallucinogen Inc. That was one of them. And Mass Fusion. Mass Fusion's also a location that's held by the Gunners. So that's basically all the locations I've been covering in Fallout 4 have been covered so that I can cover... Like, all the ones I've done recently have been covered in order to cover the Gunners. Yeah, no, I need to do that too. But my whole goal right now is simply get through the, when you're saying maybe another Fallout 4 companion profile. Yes, I did the Vault 75 gun obstacle course. I want to get through the Gunners so that I can be just done with the Gunners. Because, again, like I said, I've been covering the Gunners almost extensively when it comes to Fallout 4 lately. Like, let's see here. Let me just check real quick. Fallout 4 playlist. Fallout 4 lore. Okay. So, I started with 111, then went to Concord, Lexington, Salem, and then Vault 75. That is the first one that's Gunner related. The Turnquist family, McCready, Medford and Malden, Vault 81, Curie, Quincy, University Point was not related, Natick was not related, Boston Memorial Shelter was not related, but then Vault 95, Hallucinogen, and Mass Fusion are all related. Modded game? No. I don't typically play with any mods. Specifically just because I want to make sure I don't end up with any sort of modded content in the game. It's one of those things where it's like, as much as I like the idea of lore-friendly mods, you can definitely end up with some issues. And it's like, so, I don't know if I've talked about this a little bit in the past. I used to watch Oxhorn's lore videos back in the day. And I liked his videos. But it's one of those things where it's like, once I started making my own videos, I don't want to watch anybody else's lore videos because I don't want to end up having their opinions basically become my opinions. And I do remember him having a controversy where he had a mod install that made it so that there was a bunch of documents that showed up that were covered in, I think it was a Brotherhood of Steel logo. And again, he came out, cleaned the whole situation up, but at the end of the day, I don't want to ever end up with a situation like that, which is why I never play with mods enabled in the game. In fact, the only time you'll see I had a mod enabled was in my video on Conquered, I think it was, because I had a lore-friendly mod enabled where, I think it was Preston Garvey had some other sort of modded Minutemen coat on or something like that, which, again, it's not like it was like anything that was potentially lore breaking or anything like that. But at the end of the day, it still was not what he actually typically wears. So I'll save here real quick. This is, is it Temple of Union? Temple of Liberty? Temple of the Union. Eventually the Raiders of the Commonwealth. Yeah. No, I definitely want to do that. Yeah. No, because there is an entire, like, network of raider gangs in the Commonwealth where they're not in any way organized the same way they are in like Fallout 76, for example, where you got the 5 raider gangs of the Savage Divide. But it's definitely one of those things where they definitely have a specific leader. They've got relations with the other ones. Oh, hi. Thank you, High Tech. And yeah, I definitely want to cover all those gangs. Oh, I'm glad that you like yeah, I think that's a great application for them. Because while I do typically show the... Jeez Louise. My wife's computer's going crazy. I do show related content on the screens. They can typically just be listened to. You don't typically have to watch them. Let's see. Yeah. My wife plays primarily RTS games, so... And we play them together sometimes. Age of Mythology, Age of Empires 2, stuff like that. And right now, she left her computer on Age of Mythology because she was playing that about half an hour ago, and for some reason it is going a little wild right now. The fans are on and everything.
What's your business, stranger?
I did save. I'm looking for runaway slaves.
We've got slavers! Grab your guns! Thought I heard something.
This is my evil person, right? Like, literally, if you didn't see it earlier, this is Evil Guy. That is what I named this character. It's for the purposes of documenting the slavers. And I will definitely go back to a previous save. My ammo count is not going down because I've got God mode enabled, because this character is level 3, and because I would definitely be dead by now if I did not have God mode on. I typically turn on God mode when I'm trying to investigate content and not simply die in the process. Like when I was mapping the Metro, the sheer number of super mutant overlords you come across, that enemy is so unbelievably overpowered, like, and not even all that dangerous in terms of the damage it can do. Like, it is definitely overpowered in that, but more so in the health, which I don't know if you've ever looked at a chart of what's it called, of their health, but it goes from like 300 health for a super mutant master to 2100 or something like that for a super mutant overlord. It's insane. Let's see. Yeah, Red Alert, absolutely. Red Alert 2 was one of my favorites growing up. Then Command and Conquer, Tiberian Sun, Command and Conquer 3. That one I really liked a lot. Tiberian Sun, I think, would have been, like, I really did enjoy it, but it's also one of those games where I feel like it could have been incredible if they had actually finished it. And by they, I mean if Westwood had been allowed to finish it by EA, but EA rushed it out the door. And, yeah, EA, I kind of honestly... kind of hate EA. Just the sheer number of companies that they've effectively killed. Wait, yeah, let's go with big guns. I'm carrying around a big gun right now. It's not like I'm going to save this anyway. But, there we go. Let's see. I don't like the perks in Fallout 3, I'll definitely say that, because so many of them are basically useless. Because, like this one, add 5 points to science and medicine. It's like, okay, or I could just get all the science and medicine books, and so long as I don't level anything above 50, then the skill books will take it the entire rest of the way. So it's the same thing with, like, that, and Gun Nut, and Little Leaguer, and Swift Learner's not. Thief. Childhood Heart's a good one. Comprehension's definitely one you need if you're wanting to max out skills. But anyway, let's see. Upgrading those Russian tanks to level 3 would be gaming. God, yeah, I always loved armored. Yeah, this is a. It's an abolitionist cow. It's got to go, as I'm a slaver in this. But yeah, I really enjoyed the armor divisions in things like Command and Conquer 3, where you can build those jeez, the heck? You can build those mammoth tanks and upgrade them with rail guns and stuff like that. Is that it for this place? Yeah, so I'll save here, and then I will go back to a previous save. And can talk to Hannibal Hamlin.
What's your
Ezekiel
business,
McGee?
stranger?
Sorry, one second. Let's see there. Sorry, and Gary, I saw your comment there. Little war going on between Tower Tom and the Beantown Brewery and Red Turret and Boston Stockbell, yeah. And there's also the gang that's held up in the Saugus Ironworks. I feel like there's at least one or two more, including Libertalia, which I think is run by a former Minuteman, if I'm remembering correctly. Let's see. Broken Steel, most OP enemies, yeah. No, it absolutely did. Feral Ghoul Reavers and the Super Mutant Overlords. No, I know. No, so, okay, so I did look into that. Into the have more health than the Behemoth. They don't. Here, let me actually... Got my Fallout 3 strategy guide right here. This is the collector's edition from back in 2008. It says, God, that's a 17-year-old book. How has it been 17 years? Oh, I hate that. Okay, let's see here. We've got... Okay, that's all maps. Let's go to stats about... Where is it? Riley's Rangers. These are all quest stats. Where are... I'm trying to remember where the enemy stats are. You were in Afghanistan at the time. Damn. There was a time where I was considering going to the Naval Academy. Didn't end up getting in. I got a recommendation from my congressman, but it didn't happen. My brother was actually already there at the time. Where are we going here? Trying to find... Oh, you know, it's not going to even have that, because it's not going to have Broken Steel in here. But I was looking at the wiki, and that's specifically where I found it. And, yeah. So Dunwich, I forgot about Dunwich as well, yeah. Yeah, Red Alert 2 is excellent. Let's see, Mammoth Tank is in 76. Oh, yeah, they do look like the Mammoth Tank. Thanks. My dad actually went to the Air Force Academy. I've got a picture of him here. He passed away a couple of, well, geez, 6 years ago now. That's my dad right there. When he was at the Air Force Academy. But anyway. So yeah, I was originally, when Fallout 3 was getting ready to launch, and I was considering pre-ordering it, I'm like, am I going to be able to play a game, or I'm going to be at the Naval Academy? So, it didn't end up going, but let's see here. Let's see, okay. Looking to a place to rest, maybe do some trading.
Hannibal says I gotta let folks like you in, but that don't mean I have to like it. Keep your hands in sight and don't make any sudden moves. I'm coming down to open the gate.
I can hear my cat outside meowing for me constantly right now, and I don't know what's going on with that.
Hannibal is upstairs somewhere. I'm locking the door behind you, so
Definitely,
don't try
that-
anything.
That,
I'm watching you.
Racetrack by Libertalia. I think it's near Libertalia. I never really interact with that place as much as I should. And it's one of those things where it's like, I think that there's some cut content there and stuff like that. Oh yeah, they're working on, I think this is a chunk of the Lincoln Memorial. And obviously, as we saw before when I ended up gunning everybody down,
Yeah.
we've got Lincoln's head
Give me
here.
1,000.
Ah, a visitor. Welcome to the Temple of the Union. I'm not going to ask you who you are. For the moment, I don't care. We are all escaped slaves. I need your solemn promise not to betray us to Paradise Falls or the slavers. Until I get that, you cannot leave here. So, do I have your word?
Jeez Louise. Oh my god! Protect escaped slaves? You've got to be kidding. You're worth money to me. Oh, I feel the need to do something incredibly evil here right now, so I think I'm going to do that.
You leave me no choice.
Alright, so we're going to leave Hannibal Hamlin alive for a second.
I'm hit.
And yes, again, I'm playing with God mode on, so I would not be alive otherwise.
No! Bring it!
Hey, Cocktism, good to see you. Alejandro Torres and Fourscore. Oh, I hate killing dogs in games. Okay. Mr. Hamlin. Bad news.
There you are. Where? You like that?
Do I have to weaken him first? I can't even remember. Let's check the manual. Okay, let's see. Important. Summary. How it works. Don't see anything specific there. Increased aggression. Yeah. Yeah, I thought they had cut some content there. I wonder if Hannibal Hamlin is resistant to the Mesmetron. Originally, I was afraid I was going to run out of ammo, and then I remember, oh yeah, God mode.
Like... Hey! Opening fire! Where? Damn it!
It feels like it is affecting him, because he sounds like he's getting confused. Let me try damaging him a little bit. Yeah, I'll try VATS. The fun thing about VATS, when you have unlimited ammo on and unlimited AP... I got a bad feeling his head's just going to explode at some point, though. I think I need to damage him first. Alright, let's try damaging him first. Not killing him, but crippling him. Alright. That was a close one. Oh, I think that killed him. We'll see. I don't know why I'm bothering. It's not like I'm going to keep doing this. But there we go, and once again, comprehension. Has to be a sneak attack. Let's try it. In fact, here's what we'll do. T detect. AI detection is off.
What was that? Huh?
I know a handful of the commands now, with the amount of times I've had to use them while filming. That work? No. I can still steal stuff from him, but... Ah. Yeah, let's try this the other way. Which is to... Let's go here. Again, we're doing the incredibly evil things here.
Hey!
Alright, so if we know that Hannibal Hamlin is someone we cannot put a collar on, let's see about everybody else. There we go.
Whoa.
Okay, yeah.
Is it me,
It was definitely
or is
not
the
ever going to
world's-
work on him. I'll show you a magic trick. You mind if I borrow some of your stuff? No. This is too easy. Here, put this collar on.
Okay, hey, this thing feels
Oh,
weird.
God, this feels
Can
so
I,
evil.
Can I take it off now?
Jesus. Oh, give my regards to the slavers of Paradise Falls. Move or your head goes boom.
The slavers. I'm a slave. How did this happen? Cut it out, will you?
God, I feel horrible
Dirty
about
coward.
this.
What?
And yet I will do it to the rest of them.
Huh?
Oh, I'm out of slave collars. I'm gonna
Magic?
borrow some of your stuff. Well, now I at least know I can also just take stuff from people. Okay, well. I think that was sufficiently
I
evil
suppose it's time to
for
eat.
now. Jeez Louise. Okay. So yeah, again, just to be clear, upcoming video covering the slavers, both at Paradise Falls and at the Lincoln Memorial. I will talk a little bit about the slavers of the pit, just because that's who they sell their slaves to. We'll talk about the people here at the Temple of Union and their relation to all that stuff that's going on at the Lincoln Memorial. I will obviously also have to cover the material that's within the Museum of History, specifically all the Lincoln-related artifacts, which also Hannibal Hamlin wants them, I believe, if I'm not misremembering that. And then I also need to talk about Herbert Daring Dashwood and his unfortunate adventure that led the slavers to Rockopolis. And along with that, I think that's most of their content actually covering slavers, other than like the actual capturing of slaves. So we're talking specifically about everybody that's on this list, which is Arkansas and Minefield, Susan Lancaster and Tenpenny Tower, Red in Big Town, and Flack in Rivet City. But along with that, you can of course take Brian Wilkes there, like I said earlier. So that's definitely something that I will also have to film. I mean, seriously, I don't know about y'all. I don't feel good about doing this kind of stuff in a game like Fallout. It's like, it's not that big a deal for me in something like Grand Theft Auto, where the entire point of the game is effectively to do crime. But in Fallout 3, where you have the option to actually be a good person, to go in and then like take somebody, like take a kid like Brian Wilkes, who again, who's just lost his at the very least his father, I think his mother and father, but I can't remember. And just to go in and sell him into slavery rather than finding him a good place to live, it just feels so awful. But yeah, at some point I'm going to have to do that same sort of thing when I have to cover the Legion in Fallout New Vegas. It's one of those things where I think I'm just going to have to set myself on the right mindset, where it's like, no, we need order, you know? It's got to be something like that. So, again though, let's see. Might get a much better job with Evil Mercenary Faction with the Gunners in 4 and the Talon Company in 3. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's definitely true. Because, I mean, the Talon Company does have a location. I can't remember which fort it is. Constantine, I think. There's Fort Bannister, there's Fort Constantine. I can't remember which one. And there's another fort, because the Brotherhood Outcasts also have one. And I know that Bannister does not have a force controlling it. But yeah, the Gunners definitely have a lot more lore to them than the Talon Company do. And especially because the Talon Company will come after you, I believe, if you have very good or very bad karma. It's just always been the case they come after me because I've got very good karma. So yeah, that's what's coming for the rest of this month. Next month, Fallout New Vegas videos. Again, I'm going to put the poll up on the Discord if you're interested in voting on that and choosing what the next ones are going to be. So specifically, we're talking probably Boulder City, Junction 188, I think is what it's called, Helios 1, and I feel like there's another topic I had in mind there, but it's drifted away from me. Potentially Nelson. But and then next, Fallout 4 covering the Gunners and Gunner-related content, specifically that last Gunner camp. Hey, let the tunes flow. Yeah, good to see ya. And then after that, Starfield. No, 76. Sorry, Fallout 76. I still need to actually get into the content within the Enclave location, the new one that they've added. And I also still need to cover Atlantic City. which I've covered a little bit while streaming, but I've definitely not covered that one in any sort of video. Let's see. Let's go to the Museum of History and see what artifacts we can find of Lincoln's. And once I finish the Fallout 76 stuff, then I will go on to cover Starfield with a couple of videos. Or maybe just one, because the likelihood is that I'm going to be covering the either the city of Aquila City or Neon. Both of which is... Oh yeah, okay. No, I do have to go into the main entrance over here. Let's see, what's that? But either way, if you watched either one of my videos on am I in the right place, or am I supposed to be going to the National Archives? Let's take a look. I think it's the Archives, actually. No, it is a Museum of History. Am I in the wrong place? No, I'm here. It's just like everything here seems to be underworld related, is it? There it is. Right, okay. It's been a while since I found Lincoln's artifacts. Oh, what does it do against feral ghouls? Oh, right, I've got detection turned off. I was wondering why it was ignoring me completely. But yeah, if you watched either of my videos on the city of New Atlantis or on Cydonia, those videos took like a full month to make. There's a lot involved in making those. And so probably I'll cover either Aquila City or... what's it called? Neon. Okay, so yeah. Nuka-Cola Quantum, if you're interested. I did detail that in my map. That's listed on the Metro map at the very least. I did not put a map marker for it or anything like that. We're definitely not in the area where they're going to have displays. That's going to be up here. Glad you like the Starfield lore videos. I like making them. Yeah, Space Vegas or Space Texas. Yeah. Museum of History offices. Yeah, those lore videos definitely do not get anywhere near the level of attention that the Fallout ones do. Like, it's not even close. I mean, the most recent one that I did that did any sort of real numbers was the one covering everything we knew about House Varun prior to the Shattered Space update. Yeah, I don't need to worry about Turk. Oh, there we go. Abe Lincoln action figure. Is he carrying a samurai sword? I think he was. Let's see. Yeah. Of course he is. Let's see. Oh, okay. I'll just do this. Oop, did I? Oh, I took everything. But I don't think that it had what I was looking for in there anyway. I think there's also Lincoln's hat and Lincoln's repeater rifle. If I'm remembering correctly. Those are the other artifacts that are here. And I think maybe a copy of the Emancipation Proclamation. But it's been a while. Man, that cat is just constantly meowing out there. Oh. Lincoln Memorial poster. That is used by Hannibal Hamlin in order to restore the Lincoln Memorial. I have not finished Shattered Space yet. I was so wrapped up in other videos at the time that I've done the opening stages of it. I have not gotten a chance to get back to it and finish it, and I need to. Because I'm definitely interested in House Varun and whatever's going on that's created that massive explosion in their capital city on Varun Kai. Dazra, that's the capital city. Where... But I always get sidetracked with side content. And so it's one of those things where it's like, I could either go do the main quest, or I could go do these 1,000 side quests. And especially with the content that they put into... Oh, look right there, Chinese Spec Ops training manual. Yeah, I'll hail the giant space snake. You got Lincoln's repeater. Can I fire that? I don't think you can, but... Oh, you can. Okay. I don't have any ammo for it, though. I'm sure that this was the model that they used for the cowboy repeater in New Vegas. I feel like, again, there's still a hat. But yeah, I've got to get back to that at some point soon. See, I always get to this kind of point where it's like, where'd the debris come from? Yeah, no, I remember that. Lincoln's voice, right. I definitely do remember Lincoln's repeater, though, being one of the best guns. Coins, his hat, and his voice. Right, I got the voice now. I feel like I need to start killing these guys just so I remember where I've been. Alright, check in this room. Alright, yeah, we've been in here. Remember the too much debris for not having a ceiling that's fallen in? Shelves, I'm pretty sure we've been in here, but let's keep taking a look around. Okay. Broken out floor. This is where I got the repeater. Yeah, no, it's definitely, there's different levels of creepy between the ones in 3 New Vegas and 4 and 76. Because the ones in, let's just do, I don't even know why I'm not just throwing them into one thing, but comprehension. Or is it educated? There's one that I think gives you extra points every time, and I think I have not been picking that one. Which is the one you're supposed to do, but anyway. There's definitely different levels of creepy. The ones in 3 in New Vegas look like walking corpses. It's not to say the ones in 4 and 76 don't, but they look like more goopy, I think, whereas these look like walking skeletons almost, with just the barest amount of flesh covering their frame. Oh, what's that? John Wilkes Booth wanted poster. But also the movements of the ones in 4 and 76 are definitely creepier. That kind of jittery walking that they do. I hope I'm not supposed to be looking for anything inside these boxes, because I've been looking for everything on shelves. Let's see here. Ammo. Yeah, they'd be kind of nuts if they just had the coins in the desk. Also, this is something I've always hated in Fallout games. The fact that, like, your Pip-Boy light sits right below the height of most counters and shelves to where you can jump on top of them and see everything. But the way that the light works, you cannot see what is on top. Let's see. Turret control system. Yeah. No, yeah. They did well with the crawling out of rubble. Wait, there's the hat. Let's see. Good to see you, Captain Sugar-Free. Have a good weekend. I gotta get going here in myself in a few minutes. Let's see here. I think I've been to the other side of this just through the other door. Yeah, one thing to note is that we probably will not be seeing the Fallout TV show Season 2 anywhere near as quickly as we thought we would. Like, honestly, I had thought that I thought they came back to making it a lot faster than they were originally planning on. I think that the public reaction to it was so good that they basically threw that thing back into production as quickly as possible once they realized how popular the show is. And I don't think that they were initially planning on making season 2 like right off the bat. Again, this is entirely just my feelings on the situation. I don't know if I'm right at all on that. But then, with the fires that took place out in Los Angeles earlier this month, it shut down the filming. So obviously the least of the concerns of what's happened out there. So many people have lost everything. And we're not talking just celebrities. And you got to keep in mind that a lot of celebrities, while they may actually be earning quite a bit of money while they're really working, they get to a certain age where they're not really acting anymore, and they kind of start to run low on money. And so basically all they got left a lot of times is their home. And in a lot of cases, the people have lost their home. So definitely just, and you got to keep in mind as well that a lot of them didn't have fire insurance because the insurance companies pulled out of the state. Now, as to why that happened, there's obviously debate on that situation. But when it comes right down to it, a lot of them basically, and I think that State Farm has come back in and said that anybody that was not delinquent on payments, they're considering that, there we go, there's the antique coin collection. That they're, yeah, Vault-Tec shenanigans. They're basically saying, yeah, we're considering you to have had insurance when the fire came through. This is probably the right way out. Let's go see if this is everything that he would be looking for over at the Lincoln Memorial. But yeah, a lot of people lost everything. Hopefully some of them will be getting something of it back. So obviously that's the far more serious situation than the fact that the Fallout TV show production was shut down. But it does still suck that we're not going to get that anywhere near as quickly as we would have gotten it had the fires not happened. And of course, I don't know exactly how much they were really filming in the LA area, because most of the show seems like it's supposed to take place in like New Vegas, but I assume most of that's taking place on like production lots in LA. They did do some shooting, my understanding, out in like Baker, California, which is where they've got the giant thermometer that they used as like half of the basis of Dinky the Dino in Novak. And I also saw that they had a Novak sign, so they did do some filming actually in the desert, but I'm sure that a lot of it takes place on stages in LA. Since the show is canon, I'm gonna follow. So I just remembered I saw somebody say something about Fallout 5, and I apologize that I missed commenting on that. Real quick here. Yeah, I assume that they're going to have some sort of commentary on that. One second, I've got the comments on my phone as well. Somebody said something about Fallout 5. Oh, there it is. Ezekiel McGee, I apologize for not responding to this earlier. What would you like to see more of in terms of the landscape geography mapping in Fallout 5? Well, it entirely depends on where it goes. I have advocated for Austin. I also would think that New Orleans would be an interesting place to put it. But I really would hope that I've heard people talk about trying to get them to change the engine from Creation Engine to Unreal 5 or whatever. I don't necessarily think they need to do that, but at the very least I would hope that they have some sort of better optimization for urban settings, because it's definitely not right there. Fallout 5 would be good in New York as well, because if we've got 3 in DC and 4 in Boston, 5, New York would be right in the middle of the two. In terms of other geography though, like again, if you have it, I do think it would be kind of neat if they did do something with some underwater stuff. I mean, they were talking about doing that a little bit with 4, some cut content where they had that underwater vault that's gone. It'd be interesting if we could go to a place where the trees aren't all dead. Now, I've heard conflicting reports from people about whether or not the trees in 4 are dead, or if it's just because it's fall. that the trees all look the way they do. But it would be interesting if we could see more of that, because we saw some of that with the forest in Fallout 76 and with the top of Mount Charleston in Fallout New Vegas and Mount Zion, not Mount Zion, Zion National Park. It would be. I'd like to see more natural settings that perhaps have some mutated creatures in them and stuff like that, but to where nature has started to reclaim the wasteland. Could make their own Rockstar advanced game engine. Yeah. I think that they're always focused on making content for the games, less so working on the engine itself. So, but I mean, they could probably hire a team of people specifically just to work on that. All right, let's see real quick about these Lincoln artifacts.
So, did you find any Lincoln artifacts in the museum?
What will you give me for this toy of Lincoln?
I suppose
Yeah,
I
they
could
did
give
film
you
in New
10
York as
caps. It's not very
Right.
inspiring, is it?
Not for that price. I want more.
You've got to be kidding.
It's a deal.
I'll get someone to burn this. You seem like a right-thinking person. I've got a proposition for you.
Okay.
I'm looking for some
Oh,
escaped
Lord.
slaves. I'll pay 100 caps for information about their leader, Hannibal Hamlin. Interested?
Well, if you didn't see the news on the Red Engine, my understanding, and I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure I saw that CD Projekt Red is moving away from the Red Engine into Unreal 5. How about I just kill them all?
That's tempting, but no. Hannibal is a runaway.
Oh,
His owner wants him back.
God.
Just let me know if you find him, and I'll take care of the rest.
Lord. Are you interested in Lincoln's hat?
Such strange clothing. We may never truly understand Lincoln and his times. It's worth 25 caps to me.
For Lincoln's own hat? Come on, you can do better than that.
You've
I'm
got
not going to
be
get any of
kidding.
these, am I? With my skill levels?
I'll
being
get this
so low in
burned right
speech?
away.
How about a collection of pennies with Lincoln's face on them?
Not exactly something that will rally slaves, eh? I'll give you 15 caps for it.
You got to do better than that.
You've got to be kidding. I'll get this burned right away.
It's not a fan of Unreal because it's harder to mod. I definitely do think that part of what makes a Bethesda game is their engine, which they've been using since Morrowind, which if you watched the documentary they did on 76, they were finding Morrowind code while they were working on making the multiplayer version of the Fallout 4 engine. So but it's one of those things where it's like you can recognize the feel of a Bethesda game when you get into it. And a part of that has to be the Gamebryo and creation engine. It's definitely a thing. Let's see here. How much will you pay me for this poster of Lincoln's memorial?
I wouldn't want abolitionists to find this. How about 100 caps? You know nobody else will buy it.
The abolitionists would.
You've got to be kidding. I'll get this.
What about a recording of Lincoln's voice?
Yeah, I might be interested. How does 50
I don't
caps
think any of those
sound?
actually exist in real life.
You've-
In fact, I feel like
I'll-
I remember that when they were doing when Daniel Day-Lewis was doing a voice for Lincoln, he was like relying upon written records of what people said Lincoln's voice sounded like. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that was the case. Watched Interstellar last night. Yeah. No, yeah, there's definitely, like, some of the tech definitely looks similar, but I think that was kind of intentional because both of them are kind of NASA punk, I think is what they went with, was the terminology there. Would you like to make an offer on Lincoln's rifle?
His rifle, you say? Yes, I am interested. Damn, this thing looks like crap. I'll give you 100 caps for it.
Come on.
You've got to be
Fine. What about this wanted poster for Lincoln's assassin?
nice. I'll give you 75 caps for it.
Seriously, I'm not going to get any of these, am I? Why are you so interested in Lincoln's artifacts?
Slaves all over the wasteland have started talking about Lincoln and his great war to free the slaves. We can't have them thinking they deserve to be free. So I'm burning everything I can find related to this Abe Lincoln.
So can I take a peek at the memorial now?
Sure. Silas will tell them you're allowed up there.
Hate the Fallout NASA lore. Yeah, it's not great. Honestly, like the way that it crashed. All right, well, there we go. That seems like a good place to end things now. So, again, we've already talked about what you can expect to see going forward in terms of lore videos. I still intend to do a playthrough of the entire Dragon Age series, and that will start with Dragon Age Origins. So, I need to put some time aside. I'll probably start doing that this weekend because, again, now that I've finished the Metro map and I've got a solid plan of what I'm doing with the Slavers video, I can move forward with that. So I will definitely look into starting a playthrough of Dragon Age Origins. It's just one of those things where it's like I need to have some time alone in order to record, because I usually am recording my own voice while playing the game. So I'm looking forward to covering that. Anyway, though, I'm going to do a full playthrough of Dragon Age Origins, its expansion, Awakening, or whatever it is, 2, Inquisition, and eventually Veilguard, which I've heard a lot of mixed feedback on that one. Looking forward to eventually getting to it. Anyway, though, I hope you all have a good weekend, and next Friday, look for the Fallout 3 Slavers of the Capital Wasteland video. I think I've just covered it. Every time I've concluded a video, stream, or even this last video, I feel like myself needing to say this same outro multiple times. So have a great weekend. See you all next time.